Welcome to the second episode of the Drummer Boys series. In the previous episode, the story was told about Agaba, the most respected musician in all of Ewenla Village. He even commanded the respect of the king. However, in a sudden turn of events, a certain blind boy came out of nowhere and caught the attention of the king. Somehow, the tone of beating his talking drum magically healed the king of an illness that had rendered him helpless for several weeks. At this point, Agaba knew he had to do something. He certainly had to do something. The king summoned all of his elders immediately, and as a way of rejoicing, preparing to organize a big party. The party would be to celebrate the king's recovery, of course, but it would also be to express their appreciation to the gods. The drummer boy, after the king's recovery, was asked if he lived in the village. The boy explained that his name was Abu. They referred to him as Abu, the drummer boy. He explained that invaders attacked his village several days back, and somehow he got lucky to escape into the forest. Since then, he had been traveling, occasionally stopping to rest, and of course, to play his drum. The king asked him if he had played for a sick person before. Abu responded that he had on countless occasions. He explained that he was actually one of the reasons for the invasion of his village. He was born blind. He didn't know why, but then he was also born with the gift of playing drum in such a way that the broken-hearted would listen to his music playing and find healing. He used to play around his village before the attack. In fact, he suspected that the attackers had come specifically to kidnap him, but had failed in the process. The king asked Abu if he wouldn't mind staying in Ewenla Village, specifically in the palace. The boy said he wouldn't mind, as long as he had the protection of the king. And so, the king sent word around the village about the coming feast. Abu, the magic drummer boy, would be the special appearance. Meanwhile, Agaba was sitting at the front of his house, lost in thought, when his friend Ajala rushed to him. Agaba, this is where you are? Haven't you been hearing what has been happening in the village? I have, oh my friend. There is a new musician in the village. Not only that, Ajala quickly came in. He is a small boy, maybe 12 or 13. And guess what? He is even blind. Can you imagine? He is a blind little boy. And the king had even told him to start living in the palace, because his talking drum healed the king. Ajala looked at Agaba in a distasteful way. So even you believe that the little boy's talking drum healed the king? Of course not, Agaba commented. What I do suspect is that the king is looking for a way to dethrone me. And why would he do that? I don't know, Agaba said. So what are you going to do now? Ajala asked. Agaba then told his friend about his plan to eliminate the boy. Ajala said he liked the plan. He added that he wouldn't fold his arm while a small boy come and disgrace his friend before the entire village. Throughout the village, in households, in the market, at the riverside, everywhere, there are whispers and gossips relating to the drummer boy and Agaba. Some gossip that the king had systematically dethroned Agaba. Some added that the drummer boy was a mysterious boy from the gods. Some even added that the boy's ultimate mission was to somehow overthrow the king and install himself as the king of Ewenla. the gossips made the story more interesting. The big day of the feast came, and the palace was blessed with a massive crowd. Almost everyone in the village of Ewenla was in attendance. And though Agaba had received a special invitation from the king to come and play, he didn't attend. He thought he could send a message to the king by dishonoring the invitation. From another perspective, Agaba imagined that the king wanted to disgrace him openly. But somehow, all through the time of the feast, Agaba's absence was not felt. Everyone simply anticipated to see the mysterious drummer boy, and perhaps hear him play his drum. Some people attended the feast with their sick friends and relatives, with the anticipation that something could magically or miraculously happen. Fearing the high expectation of the village, the king didn't allow Abu to play his drum during the occasion. However, when he did emerge from the palace, the crowd burst into a joyful roar. The women praised Abu to no end, referring to him as the son of the gods. At the peak of the occasion, the king announced that Abu would play for every sick person in the village, but it would be done in the palace after a formal approval by the king. Of course, Ajala, Agaba's friend, was at the occasion. He returned to Agaba and gave him feedback, which in turn reinforced Agaba's decision to eliminate the blind boy. The two friends started putting plans together. The plan was simple. They would look for a way to kidnap the boy from the palace, take him to an isolated place, and there eliminate him. Would they succeed in their evil plan against the boy? The story continues in the next episode. If you are yet to watch the previous episode, you can check the link in the description box. And this is where we ask you to like the video if you have enjoyed it so far. And yes, we would appreciate you subscribing to our channel. And in as much as these little things may not mean so much to you, they mean the entire world to us. And thank you for following the story so far. It is because of you that we can put this kind of stories together. We hope that you have enjoyed it, and we look forward to you watching our next episode. Thank you, and know that you are appreciated. Gracious.